So it's about recognizing us as the experts in teaching children. And understanding that it only makes sense that we should be included in the discussions about education policy. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't just be included as the experts, we should be making education policy. It's about recognizing that teaching is a refined skill. It's not simply putting a body in front of 30 kids. It's about respecting teachers and paraprofessionals who have dedicated 10, 20, 30 years to serving the youth of this city. Anybody who knows anything about teaching knows that it is all about building trusting relationships with families, with students, with communities. Our experienced teachers are the ones who have done that. So they are not just disposable carnage who you should let go because they cost too much. They are indispensable resources that are vital to building strong schools. They are the ones who know the community. They are the ones who know students, who know families, who families and students trust. They are the stability not only to the students, but to those who are coming into the teacher profession. I know that without the support and experience of Mrs. Mincer, Mrs. Bass, Mrs. Peterson, Mrs. Brown, all of those teachers who helped me as I was a beginning teacher, that I would not stand before you as a 10-year teacher with a PhD in educational policy studies. This is about more than a contract. It's about dignity and respect for our students who look to come to school, not to testing factories where they're going to be tested and test prepped and prep tested like they are human lab experiments. It's about respecting our students as human beings with talents and strengths and abilities that can't be measured simply from bubbling in answers on a test sheet. It's about respecting them and knowing that as Black and brown students, they need a culturally relevant curriculum. They need to learn about them and about their ancestors. They need assessments that reflect who they are and where they come from. It's about creating schools that are not disconnected from our students' lived reality, but spaces where they come to interrogate and to make sense of that reality, to solve real-world problems about their communities. It's about providing our students with fully funded schools that they deserve. Not packed classrooms, fully funded schools where they have access to libraries and physical education and art and music and books and instructional materials that reflect who they are. Safe and clean facilities that are free from vermin and safety hazards, that's warm in the winter and cool when it's hot outside. Schools that have fully staffed nurses and clinicians on site so that students' basic needs are met. These are demands that are not unreasonable. The elite have them at their children's schools. We want them too. Some say the city doesn't have money for that. Well, there's a problem with that for two reasons. One, it suggests that only those with money deserve and are worthy of a quality education. And secondly, it's not true. The city has the funds. If we start funneling these TIF monies back to their rightful recipients, if we take our tax dollars and stop pouring them into charter schools that are privately run, we can have the schools that our students deserve. So this is about dignity and respect. Dignity and respect for the communities and families that our students come from. Because we understand that strong kids and schools come from strong families and communities. You don't build strong communities by shutting down 50 schools or refusing to raise the minimum wage so that students and their families have to struggle to fulfill their basic needs. You don't build strong communities and strong families by continually disinvesting and taking away resources and social services. That is not how you build strong communities. That is how you destroy them. You cannot build strong schools with homeless, sick, and hungry children. So this is about giving attention to those working class families and communities. The communities that are often neglected and ignored. That's right. Until election time. It is both, until election time, it is both disrespectful and audacious that the main people who have starved our communities, who have made the decisions that basically paralyze and cripple communities, are now the same ones who want to so-called ally with these communities. So this is about more than a contract. It is about disrupting this tale of two cities. It's about using this platform to demand respect and dignity for our teachers, our paraprofessionals, our students, our families, our communities. It's about promoting, advocating, and pushing for the schools, no, for the city that our students and families deserve.